How's it going, Fin fans? The Dolphins are now 7-4 after a tough win against the Jets. Now, it's never easy playing in a division and going on the road. It doesn't matter what the record is. You just ask the Patriots. Dealing with the Dolphins all these years when we were terrible, we were probably their hardest game of the season. So this was a really good win. There were plenty of Fins players that carried the load that are right out in front for you to see. Xavier Howard, Nick Needham, Landon Roberts on defense. They had the 2 picks, and then they had the big stop on 4th down. Of course, Fitzpatrick handling Greg Williams' blitz storm that started from the 1st down and just kept pouring on and on and on. Of course, Devontae Parker, what a game, you know. There's plenty of Fins that right there in the front. But as I was going over the tape, there was a little-known hero, and he provided a great matchup and a great clip for film this week. And that's D lineman Zach Seiler and his matchups against Meckhi Becton. Gigantic Meckhi Becton. Almost 400 pounds Meckhi Becton. So we're going to go over this tape. And it was really odd because Seiler came in and played a lot first quarter. And he started tailing off midway through second and kind of disappeared a bit. And then came back in the third for a lot of reps and proved to be a critical player on that 4th down stop, which was, that was the turning point. That was the all or nothing play. So this was a really exciting battle. So let's go over the tape and see how it looks. Early on, Meckhi Becton was just a beast. Look at this. I mean, Seiler's a giant. He's 6'6", 290, and he's turned into a toy. Just buckled, knees buckled under the power and size of Becton. So early on, it didn't look good, But Seiler is such a quality player. I mean, look what he destroys tight ends. Look at this. Look at that manhandling this guy. He yokes him up by the shoulder pads and basically makes the play. I mean, he has great swim moves and great hand moves, but look at this, man. Once Meckhi gets his hands on him, it's just, he's like a toy. So anyway, against the guards and the tight ends, man, he had a good day. Look at this. That's really great handwork. His technique with his hands are phenomenal for a giant guy, But he just dominates everybody, But Meckhi Becton was just running the show early. Look at this. He's not going anywhere. Meckhi gets his hands on him, and that's it. But Seiler might have that shot to be something special. Watch how he, look at this. He gets his hands right in him. Look at this. That is sweet. He learns as the game goes on how to deal with that size by using his hands, getting him into the shoulder pads, and getting that punch and taking away his power and size. And look at the swim, this little nice swim to get open here. Seiler has excellent hand tech. Look at this. Learns how to handle him. And you're going to see Seiler makes 2 more big plays after this. So, he was just basically abusing everybody else. But look at the hustle this guy. He's outrunning Van Noy here. He ain't quitting, man. He's good. This guy plays at 1,000 miles an hour with no stop. Look at Van Noy. He just stops. He's like, I'm done. Not Seiler. This guy is a amazing pickup for a waiver wire acquisition. Now, this is towards the end of the game. It's still back and forth. Jets have an opportunity. I mean, they're the Jets, and they're screwing it up, with their picks and missed field goals and everything. But they're still hanging in there. But look at this. Seiler is getting doubled here. He gets the chip from the tight end, and Meckhi Becton now has the leverage on him. So it's one-on-one with Meckhi having the leverage for the outside run. But look at him. He does not quit. He fights his way inside and makes Meckhi Becton by PFF is rated one of the best tackles in the game, especially in the run game. So for Seiler to do this, take 2 guys on, get off, and fight his way. This is effort and hand technique and some pretty quality speed and agility. He's not great at anything, But all around, he doesn't have a weakness. He does not have a weakness as a player. So this was the fourth down play. This was where the Jets, man, if they punch it in here, you got a game. I mean, the Dolphins could be just booted out of the playoffs if something happens here. You know Gase wants this. So we all know Landon Roberts shoots the gap and makes the huge play. But what no one talked about was Seiler was the catalyst for this. And I'm going to go over this play a little bit because there's so much going on. First thing you have to notice is it's 4th and 1, and watch what they get Wilkins, their top draft pick, to do. All right, his first move is inside, okay? He's sealing the A-gap, but by sealing the A-gap, he's opening up the B-gap, okay? Leaving it naked, totally wide open on a 4th and 1 with one of the best running backs in history. Okay, Gore is one of the best backs in history. Now, a Landon Roberts' job is to fill that B gap. But you've got a tight end and gigantic Meckhi Becton, whose job is to then take him out. So he's got the leverage on Seiler. Okay? And Seiler's also getting chipped here. Seiler has to keep this gap open by any means necessary so Landon Roberts can shoot that gap and make the play. Now watch this. Boom. Not only is he getting chipped, and Becton's got his hands on him, but look, he's giving him the shoulder, holding. He's not being driven back an inch. And he's fighting to regain the leverage, to overcome the leverage. Now watch. You see, Gore was expected to hit that hole. Seiler was expected to be blown out. And Gore was expected to go straight through that B gap, head down, and pick up the yard. But because Seiler was able to, well, I'm going to be punny here, keep the B gap from getting sealed, so Landon Roberts can make that. It was just a matter of 2 feet, and it wouldn't have been there. Watch this again. This is just an amazing play. Now, you have to think, too, that the star of this play, it's Roberts. You know, he gets the play and all that stuff. But this is a 2-gap scheme, okay? So, really, the stars are the linemen that make it. So, all the onus on this play is on Seiler, handling a giant and one of the best run-blocking tackles in the game, and with a double, okay? Look at this. He's behind the leverage. All Becton has to do is get into him, pry that thing just open a little bit so the tight end can finish him off, and then he'll peel off and take care of the linebacker. But he can't because Seiler pops him hard and drives him back. So now it's a neutral position. Everything's screwed up. And he keeps going, and he's holding it, and he forces Gore to cut back right into Roberts. Roberts gets the glory, but Seiler sealed the deal. There's a lot to be encouraged about. You know, I mean, we got so many players pulled off the scrap heap, and they're turning out to be really, really good. And Seiler, man, I was crazy. I wouldn't say crazy, but I was very intrigued when they pulled him off the scrap heap on the waiver wire from the Ravens. The Ravens didn't want to cut him. They had to because they were going into the playoffs and their center went down. So they had to get rid of Seiler in order to pick up a veteran center to make their playoff run, or he'd still be on the team. And the Dolphins scooped him up. And if you go back and look at the interviews, Brian Flores was ecstatic. And they gave him a very sweet waiver wire deal to keep him. And now they've re-signed him. So, you know, between Seiler, Wilkins, and Davis, this is a really excellent front. Miami is going to develop into a top front seven just based off these guys. So keep watching Seiler. He's just, I know he doesn't get as much cheers and media hype aside from living in a mobile home, but the kid's play is off the charts as far as being so well-rounded, excellent hand technique with size and hustle and a motor that does not quit. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it.